Alright, it's a Saturday after Thanksgiving. I was riding this thing past couple days. I love it, everything is good, but I noticed the clutch felt a little slippy, and I don't know if anyone has an iron head or something like this. I don't know. This isn't gonna be a how-to, but it's kind of like a let's figure it out. Everyone gets in denial when they think their clutch is slipping. No one wants to do their clutch, and no one's trying to pay to get it done either. So that's when people are like, oh, I'm gonna sell my bike. But I'm clearly not gonna sell this. I'm just gonna show you guys what I think it is and what I hope it is. So let me roll this out a little bit. Oh yeah, another update too, since like this isn't really the daily bike anymore. Went ahead and removed the baffles indefinitely. So let's hear it. Oh, that was tight. Okay. Cold start. This isn't even one of those videos, but whatever. The hell? Annoying. Alright, douchebag duty is officially over. Let me just roll it out now. Alright, so before I get started, this is the transmission side, or primary, whatever you want to call it. What I feel like is, like, say I get into like 3rd gear, 4th gear, and I'm topping out and I want to book it, I give it some throttle, it just revs up, and then when I let go it flies forward. So I'm like, okay, of course, like, the fear is that the clutch is going out, but the thing is, I don't ride like a madman. It shouldn't be the clutch, but at the same time, who knows. This is what I'm gonna open up right here, and it looks like we're gonna use anything metal that can, like, that's about as thick as that wedge is. We're gonna crack it open. At some point, I think these have, like, I don't know, I'm not even gonna explain it. I don't even know what to call this. It's like a clutch adjustment thing, but we'll see right now. This size spark plug thingy should fit over this lock nut, and that lock nut is holding that little inner adjuster screw, which backs onto the clutch. I don't know. I haven't done this in a while. Yeah, that's a perfect fit. Okay, I think I cracked that first. I backed the clutch lever adjustment all the way in, or like close to all the way in. Whatever, you know what I mean. Now we got ourselves a loosey-goosey. Oh. Alright, and then I cracked open the lock nut, so it's loose now. And I gotta tighten this adjuster screw in just until it feels tight. But so tighten it till it feels tight. What does that even mean? Okay, yeah, that feels tight. Now what? When it feels tighter, you give it 2 more screws in. Is it half screw or full? Hold up. Ooh, I don't want to strip it. 1 more. Oh. Is that a full turn? Or a half? Let's just like go like a 1/4. Whoa. Alright. I think then I tighten it. Oh, then I'm supposed to adjust this back to where like the clutch is normal sitting. And I come back here and I adjust something else. I just read up on like the XL forums and stuff about this. See, here's the thing. If I had known any better and I was like a real bike builder or whatever you call them, like, I would have known right away when I opened this case up that after I broke the lock nut from here, this little middle piece was supposed to be like loose or have play. That's how it should have been. But like, y'all seen the video, this thing was freaking hella tight, which was the problem right there. It wasn't grabbing. And I guess these things need to be adjusted every like year or 2, or I probably haven't adjusted it for 2 years exactly. See, I mean, trust, there's bike building channels out there, but this is not it. We like kicking it, we like riding, we like chilling. This thing, I didn't even document this bike. This took a lot of people to put together. But yeah, I'm not a builder. I just want to kick it with the homies and eat and stuff. But yeah, let me actually show you a trick that I've seen online is this. So what's supposed to happen now that the clutch is in place, you're supposed to back this out right here till it's loose. So there it is, loosey-goosey, it plays around. But you're supposed to finger tighten it here just enough so it's like, okay, there's no play. And then what you're supposed to do is just back it out like a quarter turn so there's just enough play. Like, look at that, mink. I think, is that enough? Like, there's a tool at Harley that's like $1 gazillion that like you could hold that lock nut and use some twisty thingy. It's like some super cool screw thing from Harley Davidson that's gonna cost you an arm and a leg. But with this phone, the video showed me the homie Marcus D cheat code right here. That's why it was a spark plug thing to begin with. So now that this is through, you keep the position of the actual clutch adjustment screw. You can't even see, I'm gonna have to zoom in. And then you slip this right over. Boom, lock nut. So keep your screw exactly where it is, and you're gonna tighten the lock nut on there until it's like tight. Damn, I didn't even finish the video, so I don't know how tight I'm supposed to do it. Hold up. Okay, well, I just looked back at Marcus D's video, and apparently he's just as technical as I am, so here you go. He just tighten it till it's tight, and then like don't overdo it, of course. But you know, they used to call me back in the day. Oh, they used to call me the homie Strips. Oh, but not today. Okay. Whew, I think that's it. So, I'm gonna warm this up and I'll take you guys on a test ride. Okay, once I go ride this around and stuff, like, if the clutch starts slipping still, like, and it is the clutch that's wrong with it, the video's probably gonna end here, or this clip will end here, because I'm probably gonna be in my room crying for like a freaking week about it, so fingers crossed, y'all. Okay, guys, I'm in third gear. Let's see. Yeah, we're back. Look at this. Hello there. Had to get some celebratory juices, so if y'all know anything at all about motorcycles, like common knowledge, then I don't have to explain that it works. But yeah, oh, and if you go to 7-Eleven, try these. Like, you know how there's like cold organic pressed juices from like bigger companies and brands? They're like $6 a bottle. These ones are like $2.50 a bottle, so, and they taste good, they're healthy. Hey, but whatever. This ain't a freaking fitness, life, health channel. Oh, that's so tight. That literally made my day. Yo, this thing sounds and runs and looks so sick. Oh my god. Like, riding the black Sportster really freaking made me appreciate this thing. I think it's so hard. Like, yeah, it does look big, but if I park this next to like a, you know, big twin, like those Road Kings and all that stuff, right. This is tiny. So this is actually a 1980 Sportster. Okay. The motor is a 1980 Sportster. It's the 1000 cc. They used to be like 700 cc. Okay. But yeah, 4-speed, 1980. It's just thrown into an old frame. Yeah, it looks real wicked and like bare bones, but if I was any taller, like, you know, average height, oh, this would be like tiny for me. Thankfully, I looked into it. At first, choppers and all that stuff weren't in my reality. When I was younger, I was like, oh, like they make these big dog bikes that like 7-foot guys could barely reach, to where I had to do some research and I was like, oh snap, like they used to do these to old, like, you know, old sporties. So yeah, me and my buddies put this thing together a few years ago and been riding it ever since.
It's cool, man.
Thank you.
With the long spring suspension, huh?
Yeah, you know, it's neat too is that we couldn't find any history on this front end. It's stamped Columbus Customs Manufacturing. If you look in like old magazines and catalogs, they're all springers, like regular, you know, fork springers. But this is a specific front end that's called a girder, which is like the whole front end is static and the suspension lies up top. So we couldn't find anything on it. I rode it for as long as I could and then, you know, neglect to the front end and it broke. So what we did, instead of having a machine shop redo it all, while we were at it, I was like, you know what, while I'm still young and dumb, I had them remake the fork legs 8 inches longer than they were. So this is actually longer than how the front end was.
Right.
Yeah, but it goes with the bike though, I think.
You go on long rides with it and everything?
I think like the longest would probably be like from here to like Santiago Canyon, like Cook's Corner area. It goes on the freeway, everything is good. The only discrepancy is that I have a girlfriend that loves to ride with me. You know, I actually care about her. So she's ridden on this for like a whole year with me without, well, she's complained. No, I recently did purchase a 2003, like a more comfy motorcycle for both of us. So now this is, you know, the garage queen, the one I actually take time to clean up a bit. I can't part ways with it. Part of me was like, oh, I'll sell it and get a new bike, but I don't know. It's just...
How long have you had it now?
Picked up the parts, like the frame and engine and everything, in October 27, 2017.
Okay, so you had it a minute.
Yeah, and then putting it all together, and I think the first time I rode it was Christmas 2017. First time it actually like ran, stopped, and was registered was probably like beginning of 2018. So since then, I mean, it's been trial and error, parts falling off, you know, all the bad stories, but...
This will go good, and then like, oh, no, you need this part.
Yeah, this is like, this thing's sponsored by like Home Depot and freaking Orchard's warehouse.
Orchard's is gone.
Oh, exactly, so that's another rare. I could add that to the price later on. Rare part, there's motorcycle swap meets every month in Long Beach. A lot of people go kind of like to showboat, bring their bikes out, but then like this whole thing was put together by those parts pretty much, so... You know, the seat I scored for like $20. I couldn't believe that. Like old king and queen seat like that. I mean, even a crusty one they try to sell for like 200 bucks.
I was out in Tennessee and my best friend, he like became affiliated with the Outlaws. And so I was around a bunch of bikes and shit like that. And there was a couple crazy ones out there. But none of them had any like suspension in the front, I guess, which was extended, you know what I mean? I
think this is a very SoCal chopper. I've seen the NorCal ones. Those guys don't have the front ends raked out. They're usually like high and kicked up so that they can get past like the SF hills and everything. Get away from the cops or whatever. Yeah. All those stories.
Well, that's good, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
You know, you're young. How old are you?
I'm 28.
There you go. So.
And I try to remind people too, like there are buddies of mine that like are very infatuated by this. I want to get into it, but feel like they have no ins on it. But I explain to them, I'm like, look, I have zero family into the interest of motorcycles or mechanics whatsoever. It's just like there's a lot of information available to us now these days, you know.
Especially the internet now. I mean,
the internet,
there's
even
nothing not available really if you think about it. You want to know how to work on something? YouTube it.
Yeah, YouTube. I mean, you know, people are uploading PDF documents of things that I thought would have been like deteriorated in like how-to manuals or even like the manuals for this, but it's all out there. I mean, I'll admit though, I was extremely discouraged at some point when I like had it half together and didn't know how to get it running. Yeah. I sat there in the garage, I'm like, oh, that was stupid. Like I sold a running bike for this, but
a waste of time, huh?
Yeah, no, I was like, what am I getting myself into? But that's another thing too. A quote that I keep to this day is like, a place is only as good as the people you know. To where I had one buddy who was with me during the time that was the one who gave me that. Without him, I probably wouldn't have finished this. He gave me that nudge, and he told me, he's like, look, like people have done this with way less resources than you do. So, you know, we got this, don't stress. To where, you know, I'm not even like close with this guy anymore, but I'll admit, because of him, this thing is on where it is now, and the rest was on me and the buddies.
Yeah, that extra kick in the ass.
Oh yeah, we need it. I always tell people, like, someone's gonna change your life or do something big for you, whether it's a stranger on the bus, your, you know, a sister, a relative, and a girlfriend. Like, someone's gonna change it.
Open to it.
Yeah, that's all it takes. Like, there are some of those purists that are like, oh, you need to take this on, you know, some crazy road trip. It's like, okay, I'll do that on another bike. Yeah, but at the same time, I'm not...
Like you said, a Road King.
Yeah, oh my God.
Yeah, it's somewhere we're just like...
Got the jams on.
The girl's steering from back there.
Yeah. We take turns taking naps. Yeah. As much as I wanted to part ways with this, it's just impossible for me to. This thing really humbled me like crazy.
Right.
I think that's the only thing, like, I'll admit from this, is that it humbled me. It did not make me feel any cooler or tougher. it made me feel so human. Like, I felt so defeated by this thing so many times.
You get on it and go.
Instant gratification.
Right on, man. Hey, my name's Patrick, bro.
Patrick, to meet you, man. Patrick, man.
I gotta go find my girl. She's right here somewhere.
See you around, man.
All right, man. Take care, all right?
You too. This is for people that are kind of newer to the channel. I feel like everyone came across this just from like the rides and the homies recently, that they're probably just thinking like, this fool has a Sportster, that's chill. But like the whole chopper mentality came from this. This one I think is safe to call a chopper, but what we figured out later on was that chopper's mentality. But yeah, this is a 1980 Ironhead. Yeah, I'm not gonna talk about it. I'm just gonna show you all the obvious things. This was daily ridden for like a long time, but yeah, as much as I love this bike, I love my girlfriend more. So a frame with no suspension was not doing my girlfriend's back any good, so that is exactly why I saved up and got the Sportster. Now this thing I actually get to clean to an extent. You can't really clean these things that well, and they're flinging oil and dirt everywhere, but yeah, I don't know, I love this thing so much. This really is like the bike I'm in love with. There's like, without a doubt. Like the Sportster is cool to like actually take places and ride, but like this thing is so sick. I'm like reappreciating this thing. This is so sick. My bad. Like, I don't need to add all this footage of me like continuously pacing and walking around it. You can just skip this, but I'm so in goddamn love with this thing. Like, food, like, dog, imagine like you're walking your dog and you're like, I'm just a good day today, and then yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a shovel head or knuckle or a pan or any of those expensive motors, but like, this is perfect for me. All right, I don't know where I'm going with this video. I'm just gonna freaking finish my pressed juice and call it a day. Oh snap, is it recording? Oh yeah, it is. All right, one last sound clip before we go. It sounds so tight now because I took off the baffles, since this isn't like the daily bike. Oh, that wasn't tight. What the hell?